Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the North Carolina Real Estate Show. I'm Tiffany Weber. I'm an attorney at Thomas and Weber in Mooresville, North Carolina. And today I am joined, as I have been frequently lately,
Frequently.
by my husband, Ryan Weber.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for inviting me today, Tiff. I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for bringing literally everything needed for us to be able to do this show. Every piece of equipment that I'm looking around at. Not possible without you, quite literally.
I like to say that about a lot of things, but here we are.
Glad to have you.
So we're going to talk about some marketing tips for real estate agents.
Yeah.
I would say no, we are not marketers, but yes, both of us are actually. A lot of people don't know that your undergrad was in marketing. So
That's
we
right.
both went to, you probably forgot about that. You're like, I'm not a marketer. We both went to Wingate University. I was sport management because I thought I was going to play in the NFL. And here I am.
as most college football players do.
Yep. And I was like, well, I'll just learn sports. And I did. And here we are today.
What is an NFL player's major? Sports.
Sports.
I'll do that.
Yeah. And Tiff, she started as pre-farm, thought you were going to be a pharmacist. And then you took chemistry. And
Organic
you said,
chemistry,
I'm
specifically.
not going to be a pharmacist.
Yeah.
I'm going to do marketing.
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Why'd you pick marketing? Like what out
Um,
of all the things, because you weren't like in like I feel like you didn't have like an interest in marketing growing up.
well, I wanted to do something with business.
Oh, where's my? You keep talking. I need to
Okay.
plug in my other camera, but keep
Okay.
talking.
I wanted to do something with business, and I actually was very interested in marketing. I just didn't talk about it. And it was mostly because I was really interested in like graphic design, but not having an understanding of, oh, that's really probably more art. I thought, oh, well, graphic design, marketing, um, I can learn marketing in that way. I can use like visuals to help sell stuff.
Mm.
So that's why. But then also like just knowing some of the professors and the coursework, the business degree had a lot of, oh, I'm gonna sound so nerdy, interesting math classes.
Mm. Real
So
interesting.
yeah, I nearly like double majored in math on accident.
Yeah, weren't you like one class away?
Yeah, so it's something crazy like that. Because for my electives, I would just take math.
You get to pick whatever class you want. What do you choose? Statistics. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to get to those numbers. But yeah, so Tiff actually does have a background in marketing. A lot of people don't know that. Then you went to law school and
While working in
while working.
business in the business world.
But you have you understand a lot of the principles and the why and the theory behind what we do. You just haven't had to like physically do a lot of it because it's what I do.
Mhm.
So like you don't know how to push the buttons. You know the theory of why we do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that's helpful.
Don't tell me to go set up some Facebook targeted ads or run Google ads.
No.
No, not gonna be able to do that.
No.
Um,
no, that's not good.
But targeting, I understand.
Yeah. And
Messaging, I understand.
and I think, getting into real estate and realtor marketing, if I were making kind of blanketed statements,
Can we talk about why we're discussing this topic before we dive into
because
it?
we want them to sell more houses.
Exactly. So we're a law firm, of course, and we do real estate law. And a lot of agents, I know not only agents listen to this, but a very significant portion of our audience is agents. And one of the things that they ask us often about our videos are not so much, can you talk about this law topic, but how do you get started in video? Um, how are the videos helping you guys grow? Like they ask a lot about actually what we're doing, not necessarily the content of what we're saying. So thought it would make some sense to take a little bit of time to dive into that.
And also, like, we just want realtors to sell more houses.
Mhm.
Like, yes, there is a behind the 7 layers past that. Yeah, we'd love you to choose and do your closing with Thomas and Weber. But if you don't sell more houses, we don't even get
We
that
don't get the
opportunity.
chance. Yeah.
So we want real estate agents to sell more houses, make more money, and do it smooth and easy. And
Mhm.
that's really what our goal is. If by happenstance you choose us, great, happy times.
Yeah.
But we'd love to be the one to do your closing. But
Mhm.
we've got to give you the opportunity to have closings, and that's what we're going to try and help with today.
Mhm.
If you don't know about me, I've done marketing really. I mean, I guess you can go back to 2012. 2012, I owned a gym.
I would go back a little bit further than that.
I mean, then I'm in college. I was
No, it's
sportsing.
supplement.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He's got a business he forgot about.
Yeah. I've pretty much been a business owner ever since I graduated college. And
Mhm.
so when you're a business owner, you have to understand how to market because the more people that see and know who you are, the more opportunities you have to sell. So, just over the years of learning and practicing and studying, that's kind of where I got my marketing skills from. I've dove more into marketing after I sold my gym
Mhm.
because I just enjoyed it. Like I was talking to some younger guys this weekend and they were like, tell me about like how you got to where you are. And like they're trying to, level themselves up. And I said, well, in my 20s, I learned. I just worked really, really hard and I learned about a lot of things. I learned about what I was good at, what I wasn't good at, what I enjoyed. And then when I hit my 30s, I tried to take the skills that I learned and the things that I enjoyed and go really hard, still grinding into just those things rather than like having I just made my circle smaller of what I'm focusing on.
Mhm.
And what what I learned, and one of them was like, "What's your hobbies?" I'm like, honestly, like I just really enjoy business. Like I enjoy small business and I really enjoy marketing. I think it's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Like what is my hobby? Like I like making money. And
Yeah.
like marketing brings in more money, so like that's fun for me. So like helping business owners make more money, have a bunch of fun doing that.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of where my marketing experience comes. I'd say over the last since 2018, I've really like
Yeah.
dove hard into learning the
Yeah, yours
intricacies of
is not
marketing.
just theoretical. So you've got the research component and the academic component where you are learning and you do keep up with everything that's current, but you're not just reading it and talking about it. You're actually doing it and implementing it.
Yeah, I'm a lot more of the practicality now. So like how to implement and how to have it actually work for your business.
Mhm.
Um, and so it kind of brings me to point number one today of like, if I were looking at general real estate realtor marketing,
Mhm.
and I will say a phrase, and every single real
I
estate
know what
agent
you're about to say.
is going to say, yes, I've said that before. And I think this is the worst marketing you can do as a realtor. And it is after something happens, whatever it is you post or say or do, and you say, if you are looking to buy or sell a house, give me a call. And I think that is the worst marketing a real estate agent can do. You're telling me that you work with everybody that has a pulse. And I know you're saying, well, yeah, absolutely. If they come to me, that's what I'm doing. But you know what? So does the 10,000 North Carolina realtors. They all say that, not including everyone else in the entire world. That's a realtor.
Mhm.
So if you don't stand out, why would I choose you? Like you person that just said, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, call me. Why in the heck would I
Mhm.
pick you?
Because my other friend, who's also an agent, said, "Well, if you're looking to buy or sell, call me." And then my aunt, who's a realtor, said, "If you're looking to buy or sell, call me." So who do I pick? Who do I call?
And why?
Mhm.
And so that's if I were saying, diving into a real estate realtor marketing campaign, the first thing we would do is pick who you want to work with, who's your ideal client, and we're only talking to them. Because here's the deal, you're going to get business from everybody. You're still going to get the people that are looking to buy and sell.
Mhm.
They're still going to work with you and they're still going to call you. But the more specific you can get in your messaging, you're going to be the hero with a very small audience. And
Mhm.
as realtors, if you can sell 50 houses a year, you're tonning it. Like you are top 0.1% in your area. I'm not saying as a team, I'm saying as an individual.
Mhm.
50 houses, crushing it.
Mhm.
Like that's one a week. And there's 50 people in a niche in your area that you can own. Like those are
Mhm,
my folks. And an example I used at a conference we spoke at a few months ago, might have been just a month ago by now, but the example I used was if you are a dad that is recently divorced and looking for a new house to start your life in, give me a call.
mhm,
That's so specific and it's such a small group of people. But the thing is, like, there's probably 150, 200, 500.
mhm.
You're working against nobody because who's saying it?
Yeah. Well, in Mooresville, here's an example too. All right, you are a young professional who moved here to take a job at Lowe's and you've been in an apartment, but now you're ready to buy your house.
Great example. Like, get hyper specific, and that's all of your content, all of your marketing, all of your messaging. Every single thing you do is going to speak to that group of people because now you're the expert. Like,
Mhm,
you notice on our channel, like, we don't talk to anybody other than realtors, real
mhm,
estate agents. Now we do some, like, it's fun to talk about just being a lawyer. It's fun to do tips for homeowners, but we're doing
mhm,
it for real estate agents to either share with somebody, help educate possibly their clients so that they go and choose a realtor to
mhm,
work with better. But we are so hyper specific on who and what we're talking about. It's helped us grow a
mhm.
lot, especially on social
Yeah.
media and just, growing the YouTube channel, growing our podcast, growing our social media in general, and just our networking.
Yeah,
Like,
and us being specific is not, preventing those other people from watching. I mean, we
no,
still get plenty of law students, buyers and sellers, all kinds of people watching the channel or calling the office because they've seen a video, but, we're still being specific in who we're talking to in the videos.
right. And I mean, we get about 10 calls a week that we can't even handle because they just saw that we were lawyers. They saw that we educated on something and said, oh, those are lawyers that I would like to
Mhm.
speak
I wanna
to.
work with that lawyer.
Right, and so they call us and, unfortunately, we only do certain situations, but, like, we still get phone calls for plenty of other things that we don't handle, even though we only
Mhm.
talk to realtors. If you don't know that we do real estate closings, then we're still not doing a good enough job.
Yeah. And another thing about that is being super specific in who you talk to. Those people are still going to refer if you do a good job, they're still going to refer you to their friends, family, contacts, etc. So you're not necessarily pigeonholing yourself, which I think is the fear. But as you know, real estate is a very heavily referral based business. So instead of spending your time and effort and it's like who was it that used to always talking about the difference in like the shotgun versus the rifle? Or I don't know. I don't know anything about
You're
guns.
you're making up.
But being, like, very specific rather than just spraying it everywhere.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact one that you're thinking of, but, like,
just being, focused rather than just like,
yeah, it's
"Oh,
like shooting
okay."
fish in a barrel. Like, do you wanna shoot fish in a lake or shoot fish in a barrel? The same amount of fish are out there.
Yeah.
Make your
So
make your lake smaller.
I mean, you only have limited resources, whether that's time, money, etc. We don't have infinite. If so, it'd be a different conversation. But because we have finite resources, why not take something that you're incredibly good at? You know the people that you like to work with. That's another thing we didn't get into yet. Is in deciding who you're going to work with. Who do you make the pumpkin plan? Who do you make the most money with? And
Okay.
who do you enjoy working with? And then there's going to be some overlap on those two lists. Go after those people, and then those people are gonna refer you to their friends, family, etcetera, or other people like them that
Right.
you'd like to work with and make money working with.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you are here live on our YouTube video, if you have questions, please ask away. We'll answer them towards the end after we get kind of done our soapbox
Soapbox.
here. But yeah, I mean, I personally think the number one thing that you can do when you're creating a marketing plan is being hyper specific with who you're talking to. Um, and it's the same person across all these different platforms because you only need to be a phrase. I don't know if I stole this from somebody. I had to have seen it somewhere, but like I'm starting to use the phrase 5 mile famous.
Yeah, you did
I don't know where I got it, but like maybe I thought I had like a prophecy at night and it came into my head. I had to have just seen it from somebody, but
probably Donald Miller.
probably had to been. But like you just need to be 5 mile famous. So, like,
Mhm,
how can you do that? You're not unless you're a corporation, and real estate agents aren't. You guys just need to be 5 Mile famous.
mhm,
And if you can get that, you're going to make more money and affect more lives than you've ever imagined you could.
mhm,
And so you do that by being hyper specific. You don't help people that are looking to buy or sell, because a buyer could be a male, it could be a female, it could be someone that's empty nesters now, somebody that's getting their first home. You talk to every single one of those people completely differently.
mhm, 'cause they have different needs and interests.
Exactly. And the same thing, a buyer is not a seller. A seller has completely different needs. Are you selling your first home that you're, emotionally attached to, and you've got to get them to get over that? Are you just upgrading because you have a baby on the way? Did you go from 2 to 3 kids and now the 4-bedroom home doesn't work anymore? Like, all of these things are
Mhm,
so specific, and, like, own it.
mhm,
Like, be the realtor that helps people getting their first child, so they need to upgrade their house.
mhm,
That could be, I'm looking to buy because I've been renting a townhouse and now we want a house because we're starting a family. It could be, I had our first house and we're looking to upgrade. So you're now able to get the sale and the buy on the upgraded house. Like, own such a small specific thing and you will win. You will make more money. It's scary, but trust me, you will do
mhm,
significantly better.
mhm,
Um, for you, Tiff, like, what I wanted you to come and talk to people about is like getting on video.
mhm.
We've done, I would dare to say we've done 1,000 videos now.
Easily.
So what has video done for us and you?
Oh, goodness. It has established I don't wanna say that, it's I wanna make sure I sound humble because I have a lot to learn still, but, and with the people that I work with, it has given me a lot of credibility,
Mhm.
I should say.
I think the biggest thing that happens with that is you have people that walk into the office that have never met us before, you specifically. Not, I say us, like us
Mhm,
as the law firm. And they already feel connected to you, like they know you, and they're like,
mhm,
"Hey, Tiff, what's going on?
mhm.
How's Kennedy doing?"
Yep,
Like, how do you know her? But
yep,
it's because of video.
yep. The number of people that specifically agents that I meet, like, I'll go to by the way, Bix, if you need an attorney to come speak at your team meeting, I do that all the time. But I'll go to these team meetings and kind of give like, hey, these are the things that we're seeing in our firm, or these are some tips or whatever. And I'll meet agents that are like, oh, I feel like I know you already because I watch your videos and I learned this and I was dealing with that situation that week. So it helped me figure out, so it's really cool that like, oh, there's one that I went to speak to, and the guy came up to me who had set it all up, and he said, "Oh, I was just gonna come up and be like, hey, Tiffany, come on in, blah blah blah, but I realized you don't know me, but I feel like I know you because I've seen all your videos." So I had to kind of stop myself instead of talking to you like an old friend,
Mhm.
which is what it feels like.
And, like,
To
guys, we're small.
yeah,
Like, we have a
yeah,
channel of 7,000, which it's very hard to get to at this
yeah,
current time, 76, 7,700, something like that. Very hard to get to on YouTube, but
yeah.
that's tiny. Like, it's itty bitty, and look how big
Mhm,
of an impact it's
mhm,
had. Like, I'm sure a lot of people have heard the story, like our Tiff's law partner passed away, Ben Thomas, owned the law firm 30 years, doing real estate in the same area. The internet presence was, sparse, we'll say.
yep,
Ben had hair in his photo, so, like, if anyone knows Ben, like, he
long
had
time ago.
hair in the website photo. Mike Godley had dark hair. Once again, long time ago.
Long time ago.
So I came in and I pretty much just put them on video.
Yep.
Like, hey, we're going to start doing videos. You're going to do educational videos. We're going to help real estate agents so you can reach more people.
Mhm,
And in the first year, the law firm between Mike and Ben grew $1 million in revenue.
mhm,
Like $1 million, guys. And at that time, we had maybe 50 YouTube subscribers, not even 1,000 Instagram. We might not even had an Instagram at that point. Like, I started a Facebook page for them. Like,
mhm,
it wasn't like we had a huge following, but we grew by $1 million just by doing specific
mhm.
educational videos to our audience.
Yep. And then, our market share, knowing that the market had kind of compressed last year, just from being able to stay current and in front of our clients. There were less chances to close houses, but of those houses closed, our share grew
Right.
of doing more of the closings in Mooresville than we had been in prior years by a percentage. So,
And that
that's
comes from a lot of things, that's customer service, that's doing a good job. Like there's a lot of things,
mhm,
but we give ourselves more opportunities because we're doing things that other people are unwilling to do.
yep. And so back to getting on video. Um, I was hesitant.
Mhm. You didn't
Um,
like it at first. You
I
were
did
scared.
not like it at first. Um, One was like the everybody says this. "Oh, I need to get my hair done before I do that," or "I need to lose weight before
I
I do
remember
that."
seeing
Yada
those
yada
blowout
yada.
bills. Yeah, I got it.
I need to do this, that, and the other before I get on video. Uh, I was no different, but what I say to people now that I've had some time in front of the camera is, okay, well, if I go see a client later today, or if I go see an agent later today, I'm out getting coffee and they run into me. This is what I look like right now.
Yeah.
So if I have to look a
You
certain
actually
way on
look better
video,
than what they normally see you on at coffee on the weekends.
yeah. Um, if I have to look a certain way on video, but that's not the way I look in real life, they're not gonna know who they're dealing with.
Right.
So, be who you are in daily life on video, like, just they need to know who what a client wants more than anything is to know what they're getting
And
into.
authenticity.
Yeah, and consistency. It's like when you go to McDonald's and you order a Big Mac, you don't wanna get a different delivery of the Big Mac every time. You order the Big Mac because you know what you're getting. So, I don't want people to, like, see a video of me and be like, "Oh, she's in a suit, and her hair is curled, and her makeup is
I think I've
flawless,"
seen you
and
wear a suit like 3 times
not since I've
in
had to be
law.
in court.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not me. I'm not gonna do that every day. That's not real estate is the happy law, and we don't need to be dressed up in a suit all day.
Which is
So
why we did this great Thomas& and Weber swag that we are both wearing.
yeah, so, like, getting
Back
on
to back to the story.
so getting on video, it's you have to get over what you think you have to present to the world, because if that's not how you're gonna interact with your clients, no, you shouldn't be presenting some other thing. And, another thing that helped me with getting on video is at first I felt like I had to script everything, and
Mhm.
it had to be like this commercial type thing.
And, uh, because you thought that you had to really, like, force your knowledge, like, you
Mhm.
thought you had to answer questions really in depth.
Yes, and that
I think that's why.
part of that is from litigation background,
Right.
as I treated it like it was a hearing. I needed to be able to know every single thing on the subject down to the deepest level. But when you're answering frequently asked questions, you don't have to get super deep. People don't wanna know how the law was created. They wanna know, "Okay, how does this affect me?" And if you have any sort of knowledge in an area, you answer questions about that all the time.
Mhm.
So you don't need to, like, yeah, there are things that before I talk about them, I have to research, but in general, what we're talking about, I talk to people about all day, every day anyway. So you don't need to script it. If I get a call from a client and they ask me this question, I'm not going to be like, hold on, and then script out my response and then read my response
Right.
to them. I'm just going to interact. So treating the camera like it's your client and not like it's the camera. Get over the fact that it's the camera.
Right.
Another thing is, like, we're live, but most people aren't going live. If you mess up, start
It's
over.
editable.
Start over.
Editable. There we go.
Now, one thing I will say about scripting, I would encourage people to not script, but
We outline, though.
we do. But if that's the thing that's going to get you started
Yeah, cool.
and get you to press record, script it
Mhm,
and get the reps in, because eventually you're going to be like, it takes too much time to script it. I know what I'm talking about. Let's just go.
mhm.
But if that's what it takes to get you to start, write out your script. That's fine. And then eventually you're going to move to bullet points, and eventually you're going to move to a blank page.
Yeah.
You know, I
Last
don't even know why I have
Tiff
this.
for our podcast listeners, Tiff just held up her notebook of notes for her talking point, and it is just
Is
a blank
blank page.
notebook.
Well, I thought in case you said something smart, I wanted to write it down,
It's
so
still
I'm
blank.
still waiting. I'm kidding. No, I could take lots of notes, but, yeah, do what it is that makes you comfortable to be able to press record, and then it will get better. It's like the first time you get on a bike, you didn't crush well, if you did, I mean, kudos to you, but for most people, you had to try several times. This is no different. Um like whenever you were learning to be an agent, you didn't just open up the real estate agent course book and you're like, I know everything.
I am now an agent.
You had to like practice and read and study. You didn't know how to fill out the contract the first time you looked at it, you had to practice. So this is no different than any other skill you have learned your whole life.
Right,
Tying your shoes, whatever. Do it repeatedly and then it becomes natural.
right. And so because of how well we did at the law firm with creating videos, I was getting approached by real estate agents and companies in the area that said, "Can you do for me what you did with the law firm?" And I got too many people calling and asking for me to say no, and so I started doing it and started my own production company that did very, very well.
Still is. You're
It's
acting like you're
still it's still I mean, it still is. It's just I focus a lot on the law firm
Mhm.
now. But the questions I would get from people starting out is kind of where I was taking this, which is, "I don't like what I look like on camera." Well, my response is, "I'm sorry, it's what you look like in person.
You look like you look.
Sorry. Like, if you don't
Yeah.
like it, you need to make some
Yeah.
lifestyle changes, not."
Well, and also another thing about that is, okay, you look how you look. If you only want to look a certain way on camera, does that mean you're not gonna take any clients until you look that way? Of course not.
Right,
So why would you not do the thing that's gonna help you get clients? Are you gonna
right,
be like, "Ooh, I cannot take any buyers on showings because I don't weigh X amount or my hair
right,
is not done or this or that?" No.
right. So just start. And that brings me to point number 2, which is, well, what if it's not good? Well, your first 50 videos you do are going to suck. Like, it
Mhm,
is what it is. You're just not going to be good. There's no way. I'm not saying no way. Very, very few people in this world have recorded a video and that was their best video. Their first video was their best video that they've ever done. It's just like
gosh, you
practice
don't
or
wanna peak on the first one, goodness.
yeah, I peaked early, so I'm on the
Yeah.
decline now. Um,
The other comforting thing about that is you're starting with 0 audience, so not many
and
people are gonna see your first
right.
50.
So just get them out there. I say record 50 videos as quickly as possible so you can get the bad ones out of the way and you can get to the point where you're starting to know how's your style, what's your
Mhm,
flow, like what's your tone that you want to use because it's going to change a
mhm.
ton at the beginning. And then the last one that people always were wondering, like, well, what do I say? Like, what? All right, cool. Real estate agents that are listening, do this right now. Take your phone out or laptop, go to your email, and you've gotten at least 10 questions over the last week about something.
Mhm.
If somebody asked you a question that's not like, what's the address to the property? Whatever question they said, you answer it in a video form because not only that person has the question, there's
Mhm.
many other people that do that are just too scared to ask it.
If you've answered a question more than once, make a video on it
Correct.
or a blog post. This is not just
And
video, but
that was gonna
whatever
be
your
my last
content
point of
is.
this thing, like, we talk video because we shoot video, 1, because I just like buying camera equipment, and so that's where we are, like,
What's your hobby? Buying camera
buying
equipment
things
and
and
selling.
making money. Um, and so, like, some people, I'm gonna be honest, like, you're not meant to be on camera. You're just not good. And can you practice and get better? Yeah, maybe, but, like,
You might be a phenomenal writer though,
you might be a great writer. So you can write blog posts, you can write social media posts really well.
or maybe
Um,
you can talk, but you
maybe
you
you've got
freeze up wwhenever you see the camera.
a soothing voice like this guy.
Oh gosh.
And so podcasting might be the way to go.
Mhm.
But whatever you can do to market yourself in front of that specific group of audience
Mhm.
and help them, you're gonna
Yeah.
be a winner.
I mean, and that could be even aside from making content that's evergreen. That's kind of why we go about making content is because it can be used over and over and over, but we can't ignore the in-person stuff. Like whatever communities you're a part of. Like I think about agents who are like, yeah, I've been going to this church for 10 years, but the people in my Sunday school group keep hiring these other agents to sell their
Because you
houses.
probably say, if you're buying or selling, call me
Yeah. It's
and
like,
say,
well,
I'm the
why
real estate agent for this church.
why isn't every person in your church calling
Yeah.
you? And it's
Put on
because you're not.
put on a event, or it's not, it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be an event,
And
but
I'm not saying, like, use your churches, like,
yeah,
as a business opportunity, but if that's, if those are the type of people you like to work with and be around, there's no reason why the communities that you're in shouldn't know you as the person to go
Right.
to.
Right.
So it's not just for video, but it certainly is helpful whenever you can record once and let that video rack up how that closing cost video we have 40,000 views.
Yeah, I just looked at it this weekend. So a video we made 2 years ago, I saw it because a real estate agent that we like in this area shared it on her social media. We made it 2 years ago. We haven't reposted it or anything. Apparently, it just showed up on her YouTube feed now. So she shared it on her Facebook, and it had 15 likes and a couple comments on it, and it has 49,000 views.
I've told 49,000 people how to read a closing disclosure from that video. Now, I've also told probably 8,000 in real life, but I had to say it 8,000 times to
Right.
tell those 49,000 people I
It
said
took
it
us,
once.
what did we do? Maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Christopher, who's on here, took maybe an hour to edit it.
Yeah.
It took us another 30 minutes to get it posted and optimized correctly.
So that's why we're
We're 2
talking in
hours in.
terms of content. Obviously, you can't ignore the in-person component. Getting in front of people and talking to the people that you want to sell to, that you want to work with, in your communities, in your coffee shop that you go to every day. Like they should know that you're the agent to call. But why we talk about content is because of that example
Right.
of telling 49,000 people how to read a closing disclosure without having to say it 49,000 times.
Right. So, just a takeaway before we kind of move into questions, comments. We've got some fun things on here in a second, but just the closing takeaway for real estate agents. Tiff kind of alluded to it earlier. There's a book out there called The Pumpkin Plan by, I want to say it's Mike
I
McAllowitz
think
does
it's
that
Mike
as well. So
McAllowitz.
he's a
Yep.
profit first guy. If you don't know that book, another great book. But he says how to find your audience. Real estate agents, you guys typically say buy or sell everybody. So you don't really have an audience most of the time. You might think you know who you want to work with, but do this drill, this activity. It works really well. Take out a piece of paper, put a line down the middle. On the left side, write 10 names of who paid you the most money in your business. Like just money. Don't care about anything else. Monetary value, top 10. On the right side, take your top 10 favorite people to work with. Maybe they didn't even pay you, but write down those top 10. Like you just really enjoyed working with them. Then there's going to be some sort of overlap. And if you don't have it by 10, then keep going to 20. But you need 2 or 3. When you see those names, circle them and then start writing down what the traits are of those people, because that's going to be your target client. So, it could have been anything, but like now that's how you can find out the people that paid you most money and you enjoyed working with, because if you can do that, you're going to live a very happy life in your business.
Yeah. I mean, and if you're wondering, like, well, what kind of traits could those be? Well, it might be, all right, small business owner, CrossFitter, parent of small kids.
That goes to this school.
Yeah.
So like, every single one of my clients that I liked has a kid that goes to this school. I should do events and sponsor stuff at this school. Those are my people.
Yep.
Or they all go to this coffee shop. Why don't I post up for 2 hours and buy every single person at this coffee shop coffee and just let them know, like, hey, this is on me. You don't need to pitch them. I'm a real estate in the local area. I love this coffee shop.
Because they're going to say, why are you buying my coffee?
Yep.
Oh, I just want to do something nice today. I'm a real estate agent and
Yep.
this is the community that I serve. And
Yeah,
I just wanted to
I'm at
pour
this
back
coffee
into
shop
it.
all the time, so I want to help out the people that like this coffee as well.
Mhm.
So that's stuff that we do that I think, we get comments a lot. Thank you. But like people tell us our marketing is very good. So I don't
Well,
know
it's
if
it's at least different.
it's different, which is one of the ways we market. Like,
Yep.
like we are the anti-corporate law. Like if you
Yeah.
want to go to a big law firm, we are the anti of that.
Yep.
So whatever they do in their marketing, we
We're
try
gonna
to do the opposite.
Yeah.
So but like that, it's just really solid ways based on what people have told us. Like hey, good idea. It works. And so that's why we're trying to recommend it to you. So you guys can sell more houses. And what happens when you do that? You need to close them.
Yeah.
I bet I know
I bet I know
where.
where you might be able to close them.
So Christopher, he wrote down a couple things here in the chat. If you're listening we're live here. We'll go to some Q&A, so you can ask anything. Doesn't have to be marketing. If you just have any
Like,
real
if you
estate
just really
topics,
missed us talking about law,
go
okay.
for it. Like, this is stupid. I don't. I want the law. No. So he says, here's some Instagram bios of agents from around the country. What do you think about these? So you get your
Okay.
sentence. I stage and sell beautiful homes. Not too bad.
Mhm.
However, it's a little ambiguous. It's a little too broad for me,
Yeah. Beautiful is subjective.
right?
But
I
it's di
stage
I yeah.
and sell.
Yep.
Um, and so like you're going to sellers that want staging.
Mhm.
Um, and you're saying beautiful homes. I would say I create.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sell. I
I think
sell.
that's the implication is
Yeah.
that I stage the
I
home to be
sell.
beautiful to
I
make it
sell.
sell.
Yeah. I sell houses in. Um, I sell houses and stage them so the sales is easier. So,
Yeah.
something like that. But they're on the right track.
Yeah.
Better than most.
Oh, yeah.
Better than most. Over $1 billion in sales. Cool. Awesome, dude.
That's like the law firms that say, "We have a combined 100 years of experience."
Great. You have
So you
37
have
lawyers
a
with 3
hundred
years.
one-year experienced lawyers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like, don't care about over $1 billion in sales. You could be 79 years old and have $1 billion in sales. And actually, that's not very good, to be honest, because you've been doing it for so long. If you've been doing it
Yeah,
for,
context is important
yeah.
there.
Yeah. So don't love that
And
one.
that's also people immediately say, "What's 3% of a billion?"
Yeah.
That's look at how much money I've made, not talking about who's the hero of the story. You're not talking about how I'm
God,
going to
love it.
help.
Story brand, Tiff.
Story brand,
I
yeah,
love Story brand if you guys
yeah.
don't know
Be
this.
the guide, not the hero. So don't make it about how great you are. Make it about how you're gonna help your hero win the battle or whatever it is.
Or whatever. Tiff hasn't read it as much as me. Denver and surrounding areas, tallest real estate agent,
I love this. I
6'8".
I love
Love
that.
it. Now it's not um it's not helping any agents, but it's at least making you memorable.
Because think about Ben when he would
The
meet
bald-headed lawyer, the old bald-headed lawyer.
he would meet people at a restaurant and no joke, he'd be like, "Hey, I'm your new real estate
Yeah,
lawyer." So he did some kind of like cheesy stuff that I secretly love.
yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, here's my number, put it in your phone. What's your name? The old bald-headed real estate lawyer. What's your name? The old bald-headed real
Mhm,
estate lawyer." He's like, "Put it in there as that because that's how you're going to remember me. You're going to be
mhm.
like, "Who is that old
Yeah, you're not
bald-headed
gonna
real
be like,
estate lawyer?"
"Ben Thomas." That's a pretty
Remember
boring
when we
name.
were at Shoals the other night? Who was that old bald-headed real estate lawyer? Put
Oh,
it in there like
I
that.
know.
Yeah. S
Um, yeah.
I love that.
So I think it's very good. What I would like that person to do is speak to their like how they help somebody
Mhm.
a little bit more, but I do
I
love
love
the
that.
tallest real estate agent.
I mean, that's to me more effective than the $1 billion. So I would call the taller one over the
Yeah,
$1 billion.
like you know what? Like what happens when someone comes in that's 6'9"? Like the second tallest real estate agent in Denver. But the thing
That
is
would be
that would be
hilarious.
it would be memorable. Um last one here. Helping other realtors sell fewer homes on purpose. Helping other realtors sell fewer homes
Okay, so here's
on purpose. It's confusing.
I no, I get it. I mean, if you take a second to think about it.
So here's the deal. We're smart. We'd like to think we're pretty smart people. I'm using a bunch of brain calories trying to figure out what the heck this means. So
Well,
it's
I would
not
take it
specific
as
enough for old dumb people like me, which are the majority of the
this is
population.
probably an agent coach who
Could
is
be.
trying to help agents improve their lifestyle, not grind as much. Let's sell less houses, but let you make enough money to have a good lifestyle.
I get it
It's a
now.
lifestyle thing.
I get it now. But like you've got to think hard on it. So I think they just need to rephrase. I like what their messaging is. I think it's a really smart messaging of like, I actually want you to sell less houses. So if it said, sell less houses, but still make more money, like I get that. Like that makes
Mhm.
more sense. Like
I
helping realtors sell less houses while still making the money they
I like it. I like
It's
it.
not bad. I that's the only little thing on that one. It's
It's
just
intriguing to
it's
me.
very intriguing and
It's gonna
maybe
make me click.
probably,
If
yeah.
you are the person who they're trying to speak to, which is
Well,
someone
especially if
who
you're
is
someone that just grinded and got
you're just running.
75 houses this year and you're like, "That sucked," and I made good money, but, like, ugh, I don't
Yeah,
wanna do
I
that
need a
again.
better like, I need some more time back in my life.
Right.
Then you're gonna say, "Ooh, how? What is that about?" Like, it's gonna make you click if you're the intended audience. So I think for the audience that they're trying to speak to, that is good.
Yeah. Um,
We're not the target audience,
we're
so
not the target audience, so maybe that's why I'm too dumb for it. Um,
smart agents only.
smart I help only the smartest agents understand what I'm saying.
IQ above X amount. I'm kidding. You're like one of the smartest people I know.
You don't know many people then. If you guys have any other questions, ask away. We'll stay here for a few more minutes. Anything from real estate agent marketing, ideas, tips, anything from our YouTube channel. If you got any, like we're transparent, we're
Mhm.
open books. The only thing we can't do is give you free legal advice.
Yep.
That is a
Gotta be a client.
big client.
Gotta have an engagement letter.
Um, I'll
Um,
I'll I'll speak on
well, can I say one thing before you
go
do that?
for it.
Uh, Sometimes people will be like, "Well, why would you just give up all of your secret?" Well, one, they're not secrets. It's all stuff that we've read that anybody can go read.
Mhm.
But two, what do we have to lose? Like we've been doing this didn't happen just in the last couple months. We started recording videos in 2018.
Yeah.
So, okay, I if there's another law firm right down the street watching this right now, good, start. That's helping more people. You're 5 years behind us,
So
and that's not to be
what
rude, it's just like
I mean, we can break down our stuff real quick while, if anyone's sitting here and wants to ask any questions, type them in. But like our tagline that we use is we help people make smart legal decisions.
mhm,
I only think it could be better if we said we help people make smart real estate legal decisions or legal real estate decisions, whatever, but put the word real estate in there. But we help people make smart real estate decisions. Pretty simple. It's easy to understand. And like if you read that, you're like, dang, I want to
yeah,
be a smart person.
yeah, we're the guide, not the hero.
Yep. So I think ours is pretty good. Tiff actually came up with a majority of that. I think I tweaked like one or two words to get it there, but that was a Tiff brainchild on that one. Um,
Surprised you remember that.
yeah, well, you got to get credit sometimes. Another one I've been playing around with, but I don't quite like. I haven't mastered it yet, and it's something along the lines of small town treatment, but big city results because, people want to get the Charlotte experience. We're in North Carolina, Charlotte. They want to get the Charlotte results, like big law firm results. Like that's what I need. But a lot of people want to be treated like a normal person, and that's what you typically don't get in the big law firm. So, like, how can we say, like, hey, we know what we're talking about, but you're still treated very, very well like a small law firm. So
Mhm,
I haven't figured out why or if we're even going to use it, but it's just been one that's on my brain, like some sort of little, verbiage there.
mhm,
Um, and then, I mean, that's us.
that's us.
I mean, even our YouTube channel, we just titled it "The Real Estate Lawyer"
Mhm.
because people aren't. I mean, unfortunately, they're not probably going to remember Tiffany Weber.
No,
They're going to remember the real estate person on YouTube.
but also, I want to be known as the real estate lawyer,
Yeah.
Like, it's my profession and my particular focus. Um, I I'm not the litigation lawyer.
Mm,
I don't wanna be that. I don't wanna be the family lawyer. I don't like, I wanna be known as the real estate lawyer
yeah.
because that's the chosen path, That's the people I wanna work with.
Yeah, I mean, one of the other little phrases that I probably stole some from somebody is attract your best and repel the rest.
Mhm.
Like your best people attract them, and everyone else, it doesn't matter if they hate you because they're never going to do business with you.
Yeah. Is
So
that like a Christo? I feel like maybe
I
Christo
I
or like
actually
a
think
Gary
that
V.
might have been Billie Jean. I probably stole it from somebody. I probably stole like 99% of it. I was like, no, I'm going to say your instead of the. It's mine now.
It's probably what you did to I help people or we help people make smart legal
Yeah,
decisions.
you probably said I, and I said, "No, no, 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 we."
We.
Um, one more question here. What do you think about realtor swag? Um, I'm in the air on a lot of it.
Mhm.
Like swag, half good, half bad. stop wasting your money on junk. Like, I
Yeah,
know you think they like, if you would get this gift and throw it away, if someone were to turn around and give you this gift with someone else's logo on and you would throw it away immediately,
don't buy it in bulk.
do not buy it for your
Mhm.
clients. Like, that's the
Yeah.
thing for me.
Well, and one thing that can help you on swag can be good, but only if you know your target audience. Do your
Right.
pumpkin plan. What do the small business owners who do CrossFit like?
Right. Like,
They like grips for the pull-up bar. They like, like think
and
about
it doesn't have to have your logo on it, because when they use whatever it is, they're going to
you're gonna be like,
remember who gave it to
gosh.
them.
And there I don't wanna call out any particular agents on this, but there's an agent that we both know that I think is exceptional at gift
Oh yeah.
giving because he pays attention. It's,
Everything's
not just
personalized and
everything's
customized
personalized.
based on what they've said
Yeah,
during their buying or selling
mhm.
experience.
Yeah, and that yes, that is higher effort. You can't just
He also is one of the best at getting referrals that we know.
mhm,
There's a reason for it,
and is
people.
doing a lot of closings.
Mhm.
So yes, it is higher effort to listen to your client and then go out of your way to get the thing that your client would like, but it also has a much bigger impact than giving them the
Like, love you people, stop giving out cutting boards.
let's
You wanna know
say
why? They probably already have one.
yeah.
And when you give a mini cutting board, they're definitely not gonna use the mini cutting board, because what can you cut on there? A half a banana?
I guess you can make a mini charcuterie board
And,
on it.
like, what happens is you give the cutting board and you've got your logo all over it. Well, I don't want that sitting in my house, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it depends on your target audience. We're not the target audience for that type of
But
stuff.
most people aren't gonna have a huge logo on their cutting board and have it out on their counter all the time.
Most likely not. Yeah.
So, like, don't do that. So
Yeah.
what do they do with that? Your cutting boards are probably all in the trash or Goodwill.
Yep.
So, um,
Or in a cabinet that they forgot about.
yeah, like, I'm big on customized based on what your person says. I'm
Yeah.
big on not logos, unless you're giving them something that's like a daily user. So we're going to be giving out a daily. It's not a daily, but like it's a closing checklist sheet. So
Mhm.
a book for real estate agents that they can have. That's a one pager. That's a checklist for all of their closings.
Mhm.
So we're going to have everything that they need to put together, and they can just check it off for
Mhm.
each closing, so they can see where they're at and the things that they need to get done.
Yeah.
It's simple. Yes, it'll have our name on the bottom, like last step, by the way, call Thomas and Weber to close your,
Yeah.
something's fun like that, but like it's going to be for them to help them make their life better.
Mhm.
So they're going to use it. They're not going to throw that out.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. It's swag good for the right audience.
Yeah.
So that's part of the exercise. Find your target client. What do those people like?
Mhm.
That's the swag you get.
Yeah. Custom Jordans every
Oh
time.
my gosh.
That'd be kind of sick though.
Can you imagine if you're
If you're the athlete realtor, like for the professional athletes in the area,
and you
I'm
get
the
them
I'm the
custom Jordans
go-to,
every
and
time?
you get custom J's.
Somebody needs to take that.
Yeah,
Somebody needs to
someone
do
go do
that.
that. Like, if you have one client that's ever been a professional athlete, just start being the professional athlete client, and you start doing custom Jordans.
Mhm.
That'd be sick.
Maybe every time we
I'd wanna
close
be a client.
whenever we close the professional I'm not doing that, but
Alright, well, long podcast, live today, but, hopefully we helped you guys sell some more
one
houses.
of our longest, and it wasn't even about the law, so we
Wasn't even
switched it
about the
up
law.
today.
Yeah, and, like, to be fair, like, couple here, some housekeeping.
Mhm,
Okay. First housekeeping thing. If you would like Tiffany to come over to your real estate company and speak at one of your team get-togethers, have a team meeting, whatever, she will for sure come, and you guys can set up whatever. She'll give a presentation on whatever you need help with, but she also has some kind of ones prepared, and the whole goal is to make your closing process easier. We
mhm,
want you to understand anything about the law and closing so that you can close houses easier.
mhm.
That's one thing. Thing number two, forgot where I was going. Subscribe to this podcast and YouTube channel. Thing number 2B, um, I will try to start coming on here. I'm not going to try. It's not a try thing. I am going to start coming on Tiffany's law firm the Real Estate Lawyer channel to start doing some more marketing tips for real estate agents so I can help you guys sell more houses.
So if you're just here for the law, when you see his face in the thumbnail,
just
just
you're
go
gonna have
click on
to
one with my face.
you're gonna have to suck it up and listen so you can make some more money this
Well,
year.
another thing though is I know we've been talking a lot to agents, but like for the law students who are like, I want to start my own real estate law firm. This all applies. This is what we're doing.
Right.
So how did we, grow our client base for real
Yeah, as
estate
long
law
as you're
like
not in
this?
Lake Norman, North
As long as you're
Carolina,
not
like
in
go
Mooresville,
do it
North Carolina.
wherever.
Yeah.
Because if not, good luck. You're gonna have to fight this guy.
So we do get a lot of requests from agents, from people on the channel. It just for a peek behind the curtain. That's what this is.
Awesome. Tiff, thanks. Close us
Thanks.
out so we can use it for our podcast.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into another episode of the North Carolina Real Estate Show. I'm Tiffany Weber, real estate attorney at Thomas and Weber. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us today. We will catch y'all in the next episode.
Nice.